Welcome, 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 my good people, YouTube, TikTok. Welcome, all of you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday or happy morning in other part of the world. I'm so happy to see all of you. Like I said yesterday, yesterday I think that I am gonna be making more desserts. So here I am. This dessert here required fillings. So I'm making two kind of fillings, the red beans fillings and the shredded coconut fillings. This is called num gom, which is the candle cake, and it's made out of sticky rice flours. And there's two fillings here. Like I said, fillings depend on individuals. Some will do coconut shred like I do here. Oops, sorry. Shredded coconut. And some will do just the beans. In some cases will be mung bean. So this is not mung bean today. This is the one of the red bean. Okay. So bean num gom. I did all the wrapping a couple days ago, and today I'll be wrapping also. As soon as this paste here thick enough for me to roll it. And then for the coconut, I already roasted here with the palm sugars. Okay, all of this are with palm sugars, so it's pretty neat. It smells so awesome. And for the bean, I add I probably do half. This is quarter teaspoon. I lost my half teaspoon. I'm not sure where it goes. What I did earlier is that this is about a cup and a half of red beans that I boil until it's mashable, and then I use the food processor to blend it and liquefy it. And I add some coconut milk in there too, and that's why I needed to cook down my my paste. Okay. So my coconut is done. I have been roasting it for a few minutes more earlier, and I'm roasting it with palm sugar also. Not too much sweet. I'm controlling the sweetness to it, but this cake right here will require some sort of a good amount of sweet. Huh? Happy Cambodian New Year! If you're Lao, สบายดีปีใหม่ If you're Thai, สวัสดีปีใหม่ If you're Cambodian, สวัสดีឆ្នាំថ្មី Right? It's so neat. These three countries, they must one time were brothers and sisters because they celebrate the same holiday. They practice the same religion. They do a lot of things similarly. If they only can get along, they'll be fine. Well, sorry. My bean is getting thickened, but it's not thick enough for me to handle yet. Because I need to roll into a little ball. Because this right here will require a little a little ball for me to wrap with the with the flowers, which I will be mixing in a few minutes. And once it's wrapped in the flowers, it will be wrapping in another sheets of another what do you call it? It will be wrapping with banana leaves. Put it that way, okay? Cambodian, Lao, Thai, Vietnamese, Chinese, I think Koreans also, we do things similarly. Okay, let me turn this off because I'm about burning it. It was fine earlier, but with this here, it smells so good because the coconut, shredded coconut's being roasted. So I'm gonna be adding a sesame seed, which I already roasted. Okay, I have about a cup of exactly a cup of roasted. I have a cup of roasted sesame. I have white sesame today. I don't have black one, so it's gonna blend well with with coconut. All right, so let me work on this baby here so I can go to the next item. The next thing I'll do is to mix the flowers. The flour we need today would be sticky rice flowers. Okay, it's gonna work well with sticky rice flour, not work well with all-purpose flours. It won't work with any kind of flours, save for sticky rice flowers. Or it will work with tapioca flours or potato flours, but not grain flours. I mean the regular grain flours. This one I like. I like the coconut also. Let me cool this down enough where I can handle it. I have to remove it from the pan because the pan is hot. It's going to continue to keep it warm until, in fact, I should have to handle this while it's hot. Otherwise, it will not. I won't be able to form it into a little ball. With that, I would need glove. And I hope you guys doing okay. Doing good. Welcome. Let me move this. Oh, on this side. Okay. It's almost done. Just need a little bit more to condense it. Enough where I can form a dough. Because we need a little dough, the flour dough, this filling dough. So two kind of ball, okay? We'll see what I'm talking about. Let me see. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I might be able to like go ahead and add like the sesame on here. So the ideal is to roll a little ball like this. I think for those who follow me, you see that I did this before. So we're not gonna do too big of the filling, the ball, because if it's big, then I need big banana leaves, okay? And I'm trying to adjust both the banana leaves and the dough, or the paste, the flour paste. Oh, let me work as quick. So it's gonna be about a cupful of size, okay? It might be, well, it's pretty though, because it's 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 full of shredded roasted coconut and then roasted sesame seeds. It's gonna be so yummy. This guy here, I could have used the ube, but I run out ube or the yam. Um, we can use that also, or we can use taros, boil it and smash it, and then to make it more dessert-like, we add sugar, we add coconut milk, and perhaps banana extracts or vanilla extract or banana extract would do. Yeah. I don't want it to burn in uh, the bottom of the pan. So, gonna be a big bite. Num gom. I think Thai call this khanom tien. Tien mean candle. I don't know how how that become tien or candle, but the Cambodian call it num gom. Gom is the word for lantern. So see how they relate it? I don't even know what Lao call this. I I never really got into making Lao dessert. I make some of the food that are very predominantly um, dominated in the area, such as minced meat and sticky rice or deep fried fish, crunchy fish, salty fish. Those I'm familiar with. And then, of course, they do a lot of papaya salad, green bean salad, minced salty fish, smoked fish. What else they do? It's very similar to those who live in northern, no, eastern part of Thailand. I think adjacent to the border where both cultures are united in the food similarity. So my coconut, I use only half bag of it because I last time I think I still have the filling from last time I made, but because I'm gonna be doing two kind of filling today, so I don't need a lot of coconut filling. But I'm sure that I have the one that I put in the freezer from the last time I made 3 months ago. I probably have to discard it. It's getting old by now. Oh, I have to work it while the sugar is still hot. Welcome. I'm making Cambodian Lao dessert. Cambodian call it num gom. Thai call it khanom tien. This would be the center or the filling for the cake. This will involve step with wrapping, making the paste or the dough, and filling it up with these um, filling ball here, and then wrap it with banana leaves and steam it. So yes, a few steps, and I can see why the young generation isn't, we okay, that's too many steps. For example, my kids were never gonna do this. They said, nah, too many steps. But then yes, oh mom, can you make some please? Okay, we can compromise. So here is it would be nice to do sweet yams. What else that I can use for fillings? Yams. This is bean here. This is supposed to be the red bean, but it's brown right now. So I guess it must be it must be too cooling already for me to handle. Let me do this. Let me put this aside. Okay, concentrate on this, getting this to, because I add some coconut milk earlier, so therefore it need a good amount of condensing. That's what I'm doing right now, because it was a little bit too much of liquid for me to be able to fold this or form it into a little ball. Because this is going to be the filling, so it'll be a little ball. Yes, just like the welcome out of here. Okay. I know it's a little later, because by the time I was able to get things in order and get the kitchen free for me to handle. But it's nice though. It's nice and quiet now. The wind is quiet. Today was like, it sounded like a big storm, desert storm, just sandstorm. Because Las Vegas is in the bowl. You know, I'm down here at the bottom of the bowl. So when it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it's hot. But when it rains, it floods quick. Because this used to be a big basin, probably a few thousand years ago. And where maybe the Noah time, I'm not sure. I'm just saying. Because there's evidence of the erosion. You can see the rock formation, the erosion. But if you get a little rain, that's it. It flood everywhere. It flood in the mall. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, it's condensing. I'm gonna do it low so that way I'm free to do other things. This is the the sesame seed that I had earlier. Let me put this away. I wanted to mix a flour now. Because I still have banana leaf to prepare also. So that's why I need to get it out of my way. I don't want to be able to start until we got all these items lined up. Okay. So here's my favorite bowl. And I have sticky rice here. If you're purchasing flour from Asia, just remember there's color coded, okay? The tapioca is blue, regular rice flour is red, and then the sticky rice is green. One bag is probably about three cups. Okay, we can measure for sure. This 1 cup. Can you hear me okay? Some said it was buffy, and I know. Let me adjust the volume. Okay. Sometimes I turn it down and I've forgotten to turn it back up, and okay. 2. Oh wow, I'm wrong. It's about That's a big cup. So it's about, I'm wrong, okay, I'm sorry. It's about 5 cups altogether. Okay. So one bag of this is about 5 cups of about 5 cups. And to make this flour easy to manage, oh, I think it's ready. I would need some liquid to do this, okay? I'm gonna add some coconut oil, coconut milk. I have about half. I use half for the filling, so I'm gonna use this half for the flowers. And to make it work even better, we need warm water. Okay, we're gonna start with, so there's about quarter cup of coconut milk go in here already. So I'm gonna use the first cup of hot water. Happy Cambodian New Year. I know it sounds strange, huh? What? New Year? Yes, it is. Well, Chinese celebrate there in the month of what? In the month of February. That includes the Vietnamese, I think Indonesian, Malaysian, Taiwanese, Hong Kong, all those countries that once occupied by the Chinese are heavily influenced by their culture. So therefore, just like in Thailand and Cambodia, we celebrate New Year in April about the same time. So that's how I know that we influence each other, the neighboring country. But then I learned that history of Vietnam is that they used to occupy by the Chinese for many centuries. So that's why their cultures are quite similar and related. At the beginning, I think the alphabet was influenced by the Chinese alphabet until later on when the French colonized and helped. I might be wrong, okay, but then later on, I think the government started changing the alphabet, changing from Chinese character to Roman character or English character or Latin characters. I might be wrong, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just listening to my friend here, and she was telling me about, but I never really take the time to learn the cultures, so it's really is my fault. So I can't speak on their behalf because I don't know enough about it. But this is really interesting, you know, because I never knew that. I know that Cambodian are heavily influenced by the Hindu religion, clothing, and even the text. Some of those older language. Okay, so I have about 3 cups of hot water, but it's still it's a little bit too soft, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of, because I think I overwater it. So I'm gonna do about, because I need to neutralize, or I need to blend this really well where I'm able to make a dough, make make dough and patting it. If it's too soft, it'll be too sticky. If it's too hard, then I won't be able to work with it. So it have to be just like the right texture, just like we doing a flat cake or naan bread and thing in that nature. Okay, it can't be too hard, can't be too soft. It have to be in between where we'll be able to handle it. There you go. Let me see. Still too soft, so I'm going to add another tablespoon. See, that's what I should have done is to pour water little by little. That way I don't overwater the flowers. But it's easy fix, you know, if your flour is too soft, then add a little more flowers. If it's too hard, then add a drop of water, you know, not the whole cup like I did. I'm making like I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, shoot. I've been doing this so long that my mom will say, yeah, cook with your eye closed. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Good textures. But I'll do another tablespoon. So I think altogether is about 5 cups and a quarter. Safe to say. Num con, okay? It's a long process, it's a lot of steps, I know. And this is when the young people said, nope, we don't have time like you do, or we don't know how. This is what I'm talking about. When I was a lot younger, my grandparents would be doing this, and but I'm glad is that they make me. They didn't make me. They have asked me to help. Um, in the day before the rice mill or the stone mill was available, um, I noticed the grandparents used the lever. It's uh, the um, the pestle and the mortar. They're big. They station on the ground, and then the pistol would be a piece of long wood with that little pestle that go into the lever, and the men would be stepping on it and release it, um, and that's how they process their flowers. Okay, they're not like automatic ready to use flowers like this. It was a lot harder in the olden day, and that's why I'm like, I'm not interested. But then no, I know my grandparents, they when they needed help, because I'm the in my in the family, I think I'm the probably one of the oldest grandchild. So being one of the oldest grandchild come with responsibility. Either you babysit, help with the farming, help with the gardening, help with cooking, help with whatever domestic requirement. And for girl, okay, for boy, it's a little different. Boy, they get to go do fancy hunting, uh, farming, and all that. So, but my mom tried to turn me into a little boy too, because boys can can do harder work. Okay, let me put this away while I'm making the um, cutting the leaves. Okay, we need the banana leaves for this. And when I first came to America, before I have my cooking show, before the kid came into the world, when I make this cake here, we don't have banana leaf at the times. What I did was that we used foil. Yeah, we used the aluminum foil. We wrap the aluminum foil and we steam it. We make it work, you know. It's serviceable. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. I still have these to take here. I still have the fillings, the bean fillings here. The bean fillings are really, really good. I'm telling you that. See, it's a paste now. And this can be, this paste right here, bean paste right here, it's packed with palm sugars, coconut milk, and what else in there? A little bit of salt and talking about a little bit of salt. Let me do that before I forget. And then what else I have in there? And then about 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And as you see that I already had my my shredded coconut and sesame seed in a little bowl. To work with coconut, make the same way, okay? Because just the coconut itself, it won't form into a little bowl. Doesn't matter, little ball doesn't matter what you do. But with a little bit of sugar, melted sugar, and cook in it, and you gotta make it quick because once the sugar is cooling down, it won't form. Okay. So here is our fillings, the bean fillings, and I saw the Japanese chef, they make the red bean mochi filling. I think that's what I should do next time. I think it would be fun. So to finish the story about back in the day with grandparents making these dessert, it's so tedious, and so the reason it's tedious because um, the, in the day there was no instant flours. If they want to make sweet, then you have to go through the process of soaking the grain and be using the stone mill to process it into flours. And once the flours is done, then or they can use the levo to help with the process. Just like in Japan, I saw that the chef did use the levo to smash their um, mochi paste, which is I'm glad to see that. You know, I thought that Cambodian and Thai and Laos use the levo to help smashing and grinding, and because we don't have food processors, so levo, it's just like the mortar and the pestle, it it does a similar job. It just that the electric oh, the electric food processor, it go quicker, like it's done, right? But for the levo, it will take like 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, just like you be eternity. But no, it worked, and that's why I often mention that making dessert in Cambodia. If you live in the village or you live in the city, people will come together and congregate and help out because um, when there's an army of people to help each other, and those who make the flour, those who make the filling, those who will cut the banana leaves, who those would clean, and those would help with the um, expressing coconut milk. So it take a village to cook in the day, and because one is done, the villager would get to take the portion home. It's just like in the church where we have Sunday gatherings and bring food, bring a picnic, or bring what you call lingo longer and food to share. Um, I have to apologize. The letter too small for me. I just want to welcome. You reporting my channel? Why would you report my channel? What did I do wrong? Louis? You're gonna report my channel? It better be good report. Somebody threatened to report me. Go ahead. If you try to be funny. There's a lot of troll on social media. There are people who do nothing but disturbing others. Let me get my moderator to come over and block you too. I know it's Sunday. I'm trying to be cool and nice and all that, but sometimes it's hard to be when we have to deal with nincompoops. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, let me get these out of my hand so we can go to the next step. Okay. To be honest with you, I've been on YouTube for about 3 years now. I have come across so many unfriendly people. Or jealous people. And even if to go to those who really are disturbing people, the channel had nothing. And that's how you know that they are trolling. And we call that cyberbullying and committing federal offense when you're bullying people online. Just let you know. I'm not an ordinary Jane that you're gonna come over and sabotage my channel. I'm only do cooking here, okay? I don't produce any kind of drug, so there's nothing to report on really. Move on, get off, be happy. It's Sunday. I don't want to have to yell at anybody. But TikTok's been so cool, maybe because I can't read the message. It's too small. But whatever intent, it gotta be good intent. But I gotta say there's a lot of good people on here that's supporting me, supporting my channel, so if there's 1 or 2 bad apples, I don't normally let them slide, off, and I handle it in the manners. But once in a while I get I get people that really are like a bully people, you know, bullying. People that are not happy people. You know, as for me, I never done anything to people, you know, I mean, channel always supported them. Um, and YouTube had many ways to allow us to support each other. Um, yeah, so I'm familiar with people like that because I've been on here a long time. I know a little bit about how people treated uh, Asians or individual because they let their hate, they let the criminal mind, you know, working against other people. I understand that. And I mean, I have enough people to support me that are good people. Once in a while, I'll deal with people like that. You know, it is what it is. But I don't let them do that too long. You know, I'll get rid of them. I work with. I have connection. I work with important people also. You know, um, because I'm doing cooking, think that I'm just an ordinary Jane. I'm not. So here are the banana leaves. So we're gonna be create a funnel, and we're just gonna drop um, the balls. Yeah, the balls. Exactly. I don't know where my moderator go tonight. Um, really, really, hello to you. I need to bring my other phone so I can text my moderator because normally if I come on this late, she be sleeping. And if Cece is here, she'll get rid of people like the troll for me. And my sweetheart, he's working right now producing, so I don't want to bother him. But I'll let it slide. But I'll get the name. I'll write it down right now before I forget. I need to charge my other phone so I can do something. Okay. You know, I realized that the troll that I dealing with probably the same troll that came on. They just keep creating um, different account and just go around do nothing but uh, troll people. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Let me do my thing. But no, you are not gonna get me tonight. Okay, it's Sunday. I respect the modesty. So I did that the other day when cool because if I let negative people to come in and got me to jump like a frog, then it's not cool. You know, the leaves is annoying. That's why I need a villager to help me with this. Mm. Mm. I blanched and washed this a few times. Though, you know, I growing up in the banana field, because banana leaf is such a big leaf and they collect a lot of dust. and especially when the monsoon comes. The monsoon rain will come and wash the dust off, but when the rain come too hard and then it split the banana leaves like this. Okay. But I think these probably from Philippines. I think the closest country I can say that Philippines produce massive banana leaves because Philippine cooking, they are very similar to what Cambodian are cooking. I see the banana cake and some other cakes are very similar to Cambodian. I'm not sure. Maybe Philippine and Cambodian are related. But in the real life, I have family that are half Filipinos and dating Filipinos. My grandkids are Filipino descent. But just trying to understand the connections and how we share some commonality like foods and dessert and stuff like that. You know, there's so many similarities. I didn't know how similar it is until I got so close to my Filipino side of family and attended their family event and the way they prepare food, you know, and dessert. Very similar. Rolly Chan, how are you? Are you in US or in Asia? Probably in US. Huh? I have a lot of family in Thailand, in Cambodia. I don't have any family in Laos that I know of, but certainly that my family live in Australia. Because Australia received a lot of refugees from Cambodia also. France, Canada. My family did not migrate to South Korea, but they work in South Korea. A lot of my family work in South Korea in the farm, in the agricultural, um, in the farming industry. But they can make good money though, you know. I mean, to be able to send money home to support the family, and awesome, awesome. But when we left Cambodia through the refugee status, majority of my family are here in U.S. on mom's side and on dad's side, and a few that went to France and quite a few that went to Australia, and that's all I know of. I know that some in Canada. But my family just like 12 tribe Israel, you know, they got dispersed throughout the land. You know, it's so sad because that's what war do to family. It separate them. This banana leaf here are very the right kind of banana leaves that I would need for this kind of project. Yesterday when was it yesterday that I made the cake? No, probably not yesterday. Probably the day before. Friday, I think Friday evening. I still have the cake and it tastes so good. Um, the pork filling tastes really really good. I have a project for that when I'm done with the holiday. Here in Las Vegas, they celebrate Cambodian New Year on Tuesday and Wednesday, which is the 14th and the 15th. And in California, where the large demographic of Cambodian and Laos, they celebrate their, since last week, still going. It looks so fun. My friend, one of our artists that we produce the music for, he owned bands. So his bands are playing in Fresno, California. I saw the posting on Facebook. I'm like, man, that was so much fun. Over here, nothing going on. Only on Tuesday, or they're gonna get together to make offering, to gather together, and then in the evening there will be live band and accompanied by live band and singers, dance and food. And then on Wednesday, just the offering, and that's it. Offerings and cleansing the Buddhists or the statues, and that's it. Not much going on. Las Vegas, well, I'm surprised that they even have Buddhist church here, Buddhist temple here. Normally, in a small congregation or small, what you call it, demographic, there hardly be any Buddhist temple. But it was nice to see even a small community gather together and create church, the sanctuary of worship, which is really nice. All right, I'm done with the leaves. It's not too impressive, but I'll make it work. Okay. I could have turned this into a little. I was thinking about if I cut it, it would be. But yesterday when I did the sticky rice, I just did the whole leaves and it turned out well. It turned out okay. So let me do that and see if it's gonna work. Okay. So the next step is to now the leaves are done. The fillings are done. So here are the fillings. Okay. And then the dough are done. The flowers are done. So I'm gonna make this until the leaf is out, or the filling is out, or the flower is out. So once one of this thing is out, then I'm done. And once we're done with these, I would steam it. Okay. So I hope I have enough time to do that. I need some oil, because if I don't use oil, I didn't use enough coconut oil on the dough. It'll be sticking to the leaves, so we need some oil to do that. Give me 1 second. I'll use the coconut oil. For this, okay? I'm going to use the coconut oil. I'm sorry, not coconut oil, coconut milk. I don't have coconut oil. I forgot about it, so I'm going to use the coconut milk. It's going to work also. Okay, so what I'll do is that once I roll the flour and the dough already, I'm going to put it in here to keep it separately, so that way it won't stick together. Okay, so get a small dough, probably smaller than the size of the eggs. If you're going to do the size of the eggs, then you're going to have a big cake. Okay, so let's see, might be too big. So the ideal is to almost like doing pupusa or what else? Flatbread. Okay. So I have it. I'm gonna do the fillings and put it in here and seal it and make sure that they're all sealed. Welcome. Hey, thank you. Hey, awesome people on TikToks always sending hearts, sending give. That, you know, that is the best way to support each other. There you go. Submerge in the coconut milk. Not submerged, but I'm rolling in the coconut milk. And that's the way that we show each other support and common courtesy. And they don't come over here as I'm report your channel. I'm like, what did I do to get report my channel? It's like sounds so unpredictable. How you can come over and threaten me to report my channel. People can be so unpredictable. I'm keeping my cool though. Normally I'll go off on them because then when I do that, I lose my cool. I don't want to lose my cool, so people will look at me like she had issue. I don't have issue until you start creating issue, and that's it. You just press the button. So Cambodian New Year is supposed to be one of the special occasion, where we come together. If you're Cambodian, shout out. Yeah, if you're Lao, shout out to you. And if you're Thai, hey, we in this big pot together. Though there are things that going on uh, along the border, but if we can put aside and be respect be respectful, I think that's the word. Yeah. But I cannot make anybody liking or enjoy each other save for it have to come from within. Or the coconut fillings a little bit too big. It's gonna be a challenge, but let me see. Usually I make a little bit smaller, but then I think I caught in the conversation too much, and sometimes I lost that momentum also. But you know what? It's gonna be fine. Just that I have to let me see if I can roll this and wrap this also. So it's hardened right now. One is steam. The sugar will melt and it will work. Okay. Yeah, it's big. Let me try to see if I can wrap it. And we're gonna have to get a big wrap like this. That's too big. Okay. Remember the funnel will be like the audio. Okay. I think last time when I cut this into round, it was easier to handle. I think this is where origami came from. And don't quote me though. I think origami might come from Japan. Don't quote me, okay? I might be wrong. Because Japan do a lot of folding, or even Chinese. But Cambodian had a little bit of inspiration right here. Okay. Let's see if this is it's gonna work. Okay. It's big. I think it worked better if I cut this into round. But that's a lot of time consuming too. Sorry. This technique here is very unique because it does not need to be, we don't need to tie it up like with the other cake that I did. This is simply just create this little flap here and tuck this in into the flap here. Why is an issue? The leaves are so soft, which is, I like the soft leaf. Sometimes it's, see the little leakages. I did with the sticky rice the other day, and I was able to achieve it. So this is nice right here. I have my steamer. I'm gonna go ahead and put in here, ready for it to be steamed. Okay. Got one done so far. I think I'm okay with having this size of the leaves. Okay. Last time I deal with the 8 inches round cut, it was okay. It wasn't an issue at all. This here, I just need to trim it. When I went to Thailand, it was during the Lent Day season. So my aunt, who's a who's Thai, so she made these, but her filling was a little bit different than mine, which is fine, you know. I mean, see. So when we steam, we just have this sit on the flap. So therefore, it won't. This part won't open. The flap won't open because what I learned about banana leaf is that once it's exposed to long heating, it'll change. Okay, so I can tell you, it change. Um, it flip around. I know it's hard to understand how it behave like that, you know, but it does. I think that's why the ancient people they bind up the cake because they know that the banana leaf will flip around. If my grandparents are watching, they would say, "Hey, Vanna, good job." I remember my grandparents when they make these kind of cake. I think my job was to step on the level, you know, to help with the preparation, pounding, and prepare the flours. Or they would send the kid to collect the banana leaves. It's so nice to learn it from the family. You know, I mean they operate better than the cooking school, and it's free. It's free. You know, grandparent cooking school is free. And that's the best way to learn how to cook real food, um, authentic recipe from the great grandparents. My mom, like I told you guys, that she's not a very dessert making person. I think even my mom, um, I never seen mom make dessert. She make food, but she doesn't make dessert, which is normal because dessert is more complicated than making food. Right? And once this is done, I'm not gonna joke with you. It tastes like mochi. It does because the flour is so soft and there's a fillings. The only difference is that it's wrapped in banana sheet. You know, invite me to co-host. You cook too? Next time, okay? Next time I'll invite you. Oh, this one is big one. So no, man, I'll make a little one. That because my fillings are too big. That's why I have to reduce my shredded coconut fillings. I think I'll save for last. I know we have co-hosts before. Maybe I should have a co-host, huh? What do you guys think? The reason these cakes are making for the New Year celebrations, I'll be taking most of this dessert to the temple so I can share with my friend, with my community. Last year I made quite a few and I take it with me to share and people loves it. You know, it's nice feeling to learn that people can appreciate the cooking. I use the bean filling instead because there's a big difference. Look at that. I have to chop it down. Otherwise, I have to make bigger ball. The bigger they are, the harder to wrap them. It's possible, just that I just want to make sure that I have enough flour to make a little one first, the cute little one here. And this is the same format for bánh xôi nước, bánh tráng nước, which is a dumpling. We do the same technique here. Sometimes people ask me why I don't engage with my audience. I do, just that it's hard for me to read the name of the of the screen. The screen is so little, and I can't see, and my hands are occupied, so I can like poke on you and read your name, and it doesn't mean that I'm any indifferences or snotty or what have you. No, it's not like that. I know that I just want to let you know that I do appreciate all of you coming to my channel, to maybe just pass it by or subscribe and stay to mingle. I love to mingle. Have you guys send me the comment and stuff like that, as long as cool and respectful. Let me make a few more before I start wrapping. Oh, it feels so good. The wind is a little bit strong. It was stronger earlier, and the dog was frightened. I had the dog out in the backyard, and I can hear like a horrible sound of the wind. Excuse me. Yesterday I went to the movie. And watch, was it Hail Mary? No, was it Hail Mary? Anyway, it's about it's about this scientist who got selected to go save the world and the moon and the universe, and talking about the galaxy. It was really, really cute, and my first time watching without falling asleep. The worst movie that I sorry. The worst movie that I ever attended was like Godzilla. That one right there. Once the movie came out, when the Godzilla emerged from the ocean, that's it. I'm like, I hope I didn't snore. And then my friend said, I don't know why I pay for your ticket because you slept through. Yeah, I know I slept through because the Godzilla that I watched years ago, it was like a lot better than the remake Godzilla, you know, just like watching King Kong. He said, I'm not gonna bring you to the movie again. Good. Neither I want to see Godzilla again. So it was a good movie, I know. That's why I slept. There's a movie about Michael Jackson is coming out on the 24th, I believe. Definitely I want to see that one. And the actors is no one else beside his nephew. I think it's Jermaine's son. Looks so much alike. In fact, Joe Jackson, his estate is still here in Las Vegas. We used to drive by just to have a peek of it. I think one of the home when the kid was still young. You want to shape the flowers and okay, got a few so far. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the steamer. The other day when I cooked was a lot of cleaning. I got so tired. I'm like, should I want to clean this again? Or should I leave it for tomorrow? But no, I clean it because I don't like to leave anything overnight. Because we do, and then we invited the uninvited. Don't want to do that. Oh, Miss Sissy, welcome, love. Can you get rid of that one nincompoop for me, please? My moderator is here. He or she threatened to report my channel. I don't know what it's all about. I haven't done nothing to this person. The other day, someone's comment that my food would look yucky, so that one I went off. Huh. You know me, CC, my food always make sure that that is pretty and that's presentable. You know, when someone come up and say stupid stuff like that, I just lost myself. And tonight, so that one person came out early and threatened me that, and I'm like, okay. And Stone is with Vasal. I haven't, and he probably recording, so I can't disturb him. And I'm glad that you came in just at the right time for me. If you scroll up, you see the name. I can't even read the name. I think it was. You see it? You block it? Oh, really? Well, you see, unless they, because my channels are not made for kids. and YouTube know that, you know. Yeah, I probably so, huh? But sometimes it can be some troll, you know, it don't have to be kid, and just just one unhappy soul. Thank you, Cece, for taking care of that for me. I appreciate you kindly. Because Cece, she's one of those great moderator, and she helped facilitate. Well, my channel probably is easy to manage than like a make a channel where, you know, hundred of people online at the same time, and so many comments that you cannot even keep up with. You know, mine is only a few, but then just that few sometimes it's headaches already. I may imagine if I have to deal with hundreds like you did, with Stone and who else, you know, those would be hard to control. So today I'm, like I mentioned on Friday, CC, I'm making num com, NUM, com, KOM. It's the it's a Cambodian dessert, and it designed especially for New Year, and you know Cambodian New Year's are coming. Um, is your town uh, near the Cambodian community? Will you be able to attend the Cambodian New Year, Cece? Will you be celebrating Cambodian New Year where you at? I would love for you to come. Here in Las Vegas, the temple is very small. It's not as impressive as in California. If you're in Tucson, Arizona, my friend live in Chandler and Arizona, and they have huge the Laotian community there. So they already have celebration um, with company with live band and the Buddhist service and all that. And I mentioned that in Las Vegas on Tuesday, I'm gonna bring Stone because Stone he's Buddhist. I'm not. I'm just supporting my family, and by doing this, make this offering just to give respect to my family and my mom especially. Ooh, I broke this one. So this cake here would be part of the offering, and that's why I'm making this. Because I remember when the grandparents, great grandparents, were still alive during New Year, and I mentioned that the other day is that making these kind of dessert it require like a whole village to come together and helped out, you know, and they're not just make a few like mine; they'll be making hundreds of these and be sharing the whole village. So that's why it need the whole village to help with preparing. You know. How are you, Cece? It's already late for you guys, huh? Bedtime. I know. The other day I didn't finish cleaning up until like almost 12:30. And then sometimes I'll be making too much messes, you know, and I don't know how I gotten all that. Uh, well, thank you so much. It's very kind. I appreciate you taking care of me, Cece. I know that without you, I'll be losing my cool. Be like, you know, reacting reacting to some crazy comment and I lose my cool. You know, I don't want to do that. It's embarrassing. and I used to handle differences in like in that fashion. It's not cool, you know, because I remember in high school, that's what I do, fighting all the time because feel unjust, you know, and you take that matter into your own hand. And that's what I did, you know, in high school. I wasn't young though. In high school, I was the oldest kid in high school. And since you don't know, I didn't graduate from high school until I was about 21 and a half. Because, yeah, come to America, it was late already. And for some, for some, for some kind reason, um, Lincoln, Lincoln, Lincoln High School kept me in high school till I graduated. So that's super cool. And summer of 1984, I started August, end of August 1980. And yeah, I walked with diploma, believe it or not. But I didn't know I was the oldest kid in school because I didn't understand the school system. I didn't speak the language, so I thought that everybody is as old as I am. And little I know, everybody is like half of my age graduating, you know. And then, and I never know, I understood one of my teacher. He teach he teach algebra, intermediate algebra in high school, and I struggled because I think that was my third years. Uh, I struggled, but then my teacher was pretty cool and he helps. And one semester, I think almost the final semester, he asked me to stay over and he handed me a certificate of improvement. I'm like, "Hmm." And then when I never understand how, you know, I mean, I struggle and I wasn't the um, best student in algebra class. But years later, I began to understand that my algebra teacher was a man like anybody else, you know. I mean, but he never ran toward me, but then to show the kind of jest. Um, and then he wrote something in my yearbook too, and it was in Japanese. He's not Japanese, but he studied Japanese, and I never got the Japanese language translate on my yearbook. But to get the certificate for improvement, it was super cool. But in high school was I talk about that a lot because it still affect me. I think, though I feel that you know that I have moved on. You know, many decades later, but I don't know. You know that feeling still linger with me. You know, I mean, some of the traumatic experience. I I seldom talk about the Khmer Rouge, which is more traumatic experience than being beat in high school. You know, I think being beat in high school was more it was more embarrassing, was more um, it was more real than cross the minefields and drown in the river. You know, it was, that is a horrible memory too. But for some reason, that high school experience uh, never really vanished. I was talking to one of my old friends, and she's Vietnamese also, a very educated Vietnamese woman. She was assigned to Lincoln High School. And she had her master degree in social service, so she came in as a moderator like you too. She came in to help facilitate. So let me get back to my cake. I got, so see, hope that's, I have 11 in here. I'm gonna go ahead and steam it, okay? And if we get lucky, I will get to sample this before you go to sleep on me. Oh yeah, I'll turn it on. Chucky. And when she came to help facilitate, to help teach the cultural awareness, because the school were having a hard time dealing with the Asian student coming in, and they excel in the academic performance, but we are not excel into acculturation. You know, we learn the language, and but we just can't deal with the social injustice. You know, so for me, I take the social justice into my own hand. I fought until like the last year of my high school. I talk about that already. But you know, I gotta say that I bypassed all the expulsions and all that, though. You know, consider my age, they would have already thrown my butt out of school, and I would have to continue my secondary high school and adult school. But fortunately, I didn't have to go through that. That was pretty cool. You know, I have to write Lincoln High School district a letter to appreciate them. I never done that. I should, because they give me that foundation, you know, where, well, I don't like the fight. I don't like the all that mayhem's going on in the school. You know, I mean, the school don't really know how to deal with us anyway. You know, I mean, not just a Cambodian. No, we have refugee from Laos, from Vietnam, so they have to deal with. And from Laos, there was minority groups of Myanmar and tribal, you know, like 10, 12 tribal people, and then deal with the Vietnamese refugee, deal with Cambodian refugees. So they don't know how to deal with us. They weren't prepared. So me, I'm I'm just trying to survive. But you know, it really give us that strength. You know, I mean, the resiliency of us going through certain event in our life, and certain turmoil in our life, and that it does not make us crazy, it'll make us strong. I think that's what happened. But when I think back, you know, I look through my face, look through my yearbook, and I remember the faces that I fought with. I'm like, cross. So when I share with my children, and my children say, "Mom, what are all those X's on those faces?" Yeah, those are the faces that I have to fight with. I said, "Oh," but my kids are not like me, though. You know, I mean, they don't fight like me. They don't have to deal with all social injustice. I don't have to get called to the principal office at all, which is very nice. For me, I didn't get called to, well, they got tired of calling my parents because they don't speak English anyway. But I get called to the principal office and get my detention pass, and either 3 day suspension or Saturday detentions. You know that even it's not your fault fighting, but if you instigate or involve in the fight, the school will also suspend you too. Even the time when it wasn't my fault at all, but I got suspension. Remember, my dad got so tired of being too many suspension, he just had me walk to my suspension. He won't drive me to my Saturday's detention. They don't try to detain you after school. They want to detain you on have you coming back on Sunday, Saturday to do whatever, clean the cafeteria or whatever it is. I need to cover my dough because it's getting dry. But going back in the day, you know, I think I can talk about it now without me crying, you know, because this day was too painful to even talk about. But now I feel at ease to share the story. I think Cece heard it before. There's certain things that's easy to share, and some of the things not easy to share. You know, all my personal past is not easy to share, but high school was easy to share because it's a part of the new chapter when coming to a new land and with the new languages and stuff like that. And my sweetheart and I were just talking about places of retirement, you know. And I said, yeah, there's two spots that I like to return to retired with, you know, or retire on. And we'll see. I don't have enough farmland to do that anymore. But it would be nice to have a little farmland somewhere. Though we can do that here in US, I thought it would be fun to just to travel somewhere just to enjoy. This is a little challenge because I add some coconut milk and those a little bit easier to wrap than the sticky rice. I mean the grain, the sticky rice. This is because this is already formed into a little ball, so it's a lot easier to wrap. Okay. So talking about the new year in Las Vegas is not as flamboyant as in Stockton, because Stockton is a huge community, and then Long Beach, California, CC, they already celebrate there. Oh, still talking about that person. Oh. You know, kids like these that exhibit behavior, you know, towards stranger. Imagine when they grow up, you know, what kind of adult that would be if they already show that kind of uh, disturbance as a child. Imagine that when they grow up, you know, what kind of uh, person that would be. Have you ever been bullied, Cece? What you do in your situation? Uh, are you you don't do channel like I am, huh? Do you? I mean, I have to go and check on you too. Did I even subscribe to your channel? That's a question. That would be rude as heck if I haven't done that. Because I add extra coconut milk in here, so the coconut milk is leaking. Oh, thank you for the link. I forgot to send you my email. Stone sent me the link to the recipe, but I couldn't open it. I have to cut and paste it, and I haven't had a chance to check on it yet. I promise you I will. I was looking at Facebook account of mine and watching all the party going on around the world, and people celebrating hard. I'm looking Fresno. I mean, uh, look at my town. I'm like, so quiet, too quiet. And then my artist calls and said, well, are you gonna come over? I have to drive what 6-8 hours to get to his event. I said no. Yeah. Little leakages here. I'm not gonna even bother with it. I said, it's not that easy. You have to rent a car if I'm not flying, but then if we go in a group, then flying is not feasible. If you rent a car, you could. I still have time to go, but it would be nice. In Stockton, California, is huge celebration. Also, one of the Buddhist temples. Uh, they have a few Buddhist temples, and they take turns celebrating early, so that way get chance for people to attend all the temple. And the temple of Carpenter, no, Mariposa and 99, that one is huge compound, and it's beautiful festivity, and could be 100,000 people attend. It's huge, on huge land. The monastery had earned a lot of money through the year, and they were able to purchase all the land in the area and turn into parking, because the parking was so, even as much as park land, empty land to park, was still needed parking space, and because too many people were attending. And the neighbor used to be bothered by it. They complain about the noise, and complain about the traffic, because they celebrate New Year for like what, 3-4 day celebrations, and the neighbors get really annoying and felt the nuisance, so they will report to the city. And then they got smarter. Instead of complaining to the city and shut down the activities, they started to open up their front yard and their garage for the parking, and they make money. They charge what, $25 per car, and if they have backyard and front yard that cover, they make they make thousands of dollars. So instead of complaining, now they just come along and facilitate. And I thought that was really, really cool. Instead of, this is the case where I said, if we can't change them, join them. It was a good network to see the vicinity neighborhood, instead of crying about the noise, about the traffic, and to turn all that issue into a solvable solution by charging us, making money out of us. They're all zip now. In fact, they can't wait for the new year to come so they can make extra money. Free parking. If they have 50 cars going into because those people in that vicinity, they live on acres, having acres, even quarter acres. You can park 10, 15 car, and then you charge them what, $25 per car all day. And
and it is 25 card, you make good money. And sometimes the event lasts for 3 4 days. Hey, that's fat money to the bank. Why complain? Do something good. And so then the neighbors start doing that. The whole neighbor, like the whole avenue, started to rent out parking space instead of complaining about the noise, the party. Hey, to come in and party with us. Why not? It's open to public. It's no ticket to charge, and it's open to public. And just be, and that's how in Fresno also. I used to live in Fresno, and the neighbor used to complain about the noise coming from the activity in um, at a temple ground, and same thing. And when they got smart, they they mow down the lawn and open up the parking space. And now guess what? They can't wait until activity to happen because they make money. They got smart, so I mean, yeah, people driven by greed, and that's what shut them up. Was I thought to myself, there's a lot of things that the neighbors need to learn about the culture. I mean, even a Sikh temple, they experience the same way. But with the Christian church, normally they don't experience so much of the parking space. Normally, when they build a church, they already have parking space, and or at least nice parking space. At my church, we never have problem with parking space, and the church makes sure that there's plenty of parking space. In Long Beach, California, they have issue with the parking space because it's a huge community, and people have to park miles, a half a mile, just to walk to so they can get a parking space, which is like get Uber. You have to do that. I'm gonna get back to my dessert here. I barely use the bean filling because my coconut filling was a little bit bigger, so I have to separate it, um, make it smaller so that I can wrap it. I was talking and I forgotten that if I make it too big, then I would have to have it was harder to wrap with the banana leaves when it's too big. Does that remind you of mochi? Cece, you know the way American put in sentence, in comic sense, is that if you cannot change them, join them. That started to make more sense than anything else. You can't change them, join them. Same thing. When I visited, when I well, I visit my kids a lot. They live in East Coast and in Philadelphia, and it's Roosevelt Park, and Cambodian people, they live easy life and not complicated people, and flea market and open air market is something that they acquainted with. And they started selling food at the park, and the city come out and find them, and make the arrest and all that. I mean, it's too many attempts. Finally, the city said, "We're tired of this. Let 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 hold these people responsibility by by allow them to apply for sale permit at the park." So now Roosevelt Park now is full of. I mean, on weekend only people make food to sell, and just like flea market. I mean, it's really nice. And when I visit, my daughter would take me to Roosevelt Park just to just to enjoy the environment and buy food and vegetable that's fresh from the farmer. And it's not a regular farmer market though. It's just like community market rather. And when that happened, they pull all kind of community to come out and sell the product too. It was a huge park, and that was really nice. And that same thing in Stockton too. Angel Cruise and Oak Parks are heavily occupied by the Cambodian folk. You know, they come out and celebrate, and it's where they're gathering and celebrate and sell food. And the city will come out and issue warning, issue um, ticket and stuff and citation. But now I heard it that they found them in favor. I think the community advocate went to the city and said, well, you know what? These folk are not going anywhere. They're gonna be here. Make it legal, you know, for them to be able to occupy the park and sell food with the permit. So that's what they did. People will be able to apply for permits so they can sell food at the park. They should have done that years ago, you know. I mean, it would have been. Oh, this one ripped so bad. Because the city really want to keep the park beautiful and neat for the people to walk their dog and take the kid to the park, you know. Beside that, beside all the nuisance and disturbance, selling food, and as long as not liquor, I think they should be okay, because the city do reinforce the rule. A few years ago, when I visited there, my friend took me to Angel Cruise Park, and she bought a whole bunch of food. Now, I'm not a fan of park food. You know, I'll buy fruits. I'll buy something that it's not meal related. I can handle that. I just don't trust the fact that, you know, the food are being handled safely or cleanly, and there's no refrigerations, and especially summer. And I'm a clean freak too, so. But I visit, you know, I buy fruit and vegetables and herbs, and just to give support and bring something home for my cooking. And then I have to put it on the plane to bring it here. My friend's still waiting for me. We grow lemongrass for you. You just need to bring your sprinter over so you can take all this home. And last year we went with the sprinter. We brought so many ridiculous things that was given from my friend and my client, my former client, and the sprinter was filled. I almost have to throw my grandkid out of the sprinter to bring all that home. And then when the winter come, man, when the winter come, that does it. All those precious plants are gone. Doesn't matter how many times I attempted to grow lemongrass here in this desert town here. I never have success. But though I can't say that it's the land, it's the soil, it's the
element. But my friend who live here longer than I am, she has lemongrass growing in her backyard. There's a big bush like this. And sometimes I just go over and got some from her. And I don't know. But I still think it's element. But then my girlfriend said, no, it's not, sister. It must be you. No, I was a green thumb in California. It turned brown now in Las Vegas. So I don't know how to even deal with that. I never let any tree die before me in California. Now I just watch my tree die before my very eye. I'm like, did I water too much or did I not water enough? Or what's the case here? Just like I try everything, include Miracle-Gro. That didn't work neither. Oh my goodness. Let me rewrap this baby. See what happened? My love, Cece. I know it's late already. You need to, if you need to leave, you could. You're fine. And I appreciate you coming on because I'm gonna wrap up also. And once I'm done with the steaming, if the steaming is done, I'll sample it, and then I'll finish the wrapping on my own, and I'll just log off. Um, I try CC. You know, in fact I rooted first. I started here at Stone Place here. We'll see how it goes. I try. I even my sister-in-law and my friend even started in in a big pot, like a well-established lemongrass already. But then it didn't grow. You know what I mean? Because lemongrass is kind of perennial herbs that if you chop it, um, it'll grow back. You know, it's one of those perennial that does not just die. If you trim it in a way, it'll grow back. It'll rejuvenate. The new leaf, the new plant will grow. That's how lemongrass. It's a bushy. One single plant can like create big bush like that. You know, that's for some reason I have issue here. So each time when my in-law visit from Fresno, she'll buy a whole bunch of lemongrass so that I can make the cooking paste. In fact, I did that about a month ago. I have a big one here, so I need a bigger funnel. That's why this is a little bit bigger than normal. Yeah, lemongrass is one of the herbs that we use a lot in Asian cooking, especially Cambodian, Thai, and Laotian cooking. In India, they use notions and a lot of curry, but I don't know if they use a lot of lemongrass like we do. But definitely in Vietnam, Cambodian, and Thai, they use most lemongrass than any nation, I think, from my experience, because all their cooking paste are comprised of lemongrass and galangal and garlic and kaffir leaves. I have the kaffir. The kaffir trees are growing real good. I don't have issue with the kaffir leaves. I trimmed it so it rejuvenated. It grew. I'm happy with that.
But the lemongrass, not just lemongrass that died a couple years ago, even the well-established trees. I have this huge, some of my old videos, I videos the blossom of my peach tree. It wasn't just any peach tree. It was heirloom peach. It was kind of purplish inside. It's so good. It died. It died during my trip to Cambodia. I went too long. I think my daughter had irrigation system, and I think when that year was the element was really scorching, hit 120 and 118, 112, too many consecutive days, and even big tree died. So that's what happened to my peach tree. I have a little one that grow from seeds. I hope that one of the seed will be the. I love moon peach. Moon peach was like a little round, flat peach. Those are really good. Oh yeah, you know, CC, garlic can plant. Can you? I used to plant our own garlic in the backyard, especially in winter. It lived through winter. Garlic never get frozen. It's it lived through. It will live through freezing element, no problems. And even Chinese green mustard live through some cold element also. Yeah, garlic. When I hear, I haven't tried it. I try the scallion, the green onions. We did the windowsill here, and Stone took it outside to grow it in the planter. And I think he's happy that oh, it's growing, but don't touch it. Okay, just for the beauty of it. Okay, don't touch it. It's supposed to be herbs, herbal garden. Don't touch it. Exclusive for for decoration only. He loved plants, but he let the plant die. He let his lemon tree die, his orange tree die. But his orange tree came back. I water it regularly, and I have a few other plants that I left in the backyard that I brought from the other house. I have Hoya, and Hoyas are related to orchids. And Hoya, if you had an established Hoya, produce beautiful flowers. But mine, I grew it from my sister. My sister did the air cut, and she cut leaves for me, and so I have to grow it from the leaves, and it's doing okay so far. It's I didn't see new leaf coming out yet. That might take a lot of time, um, longer time. But see if it's gonna live through the winter. No, it already lived through winter. See if it live through summer. If it live through summer, then it get weatherized and and it won't die or get killed easily. But one is get to be third digit, like 3 digits, and it's hard to keep anything alive. Even it's in the shade, it's still too hot for some plant. A plant does well in like humidity, but Las Vegas is just like arid and dry, and even my my dragon fruit was already doing really well in California. When we moved over here, like here like this, already grew fruits. I have a few stem left. I brought it for Stone, and he's doing better than mine. Now you said, "Oh, my thumb is greener than yours." Okay, gotcha. My thumb is greener than yours. I never forget that. Can never forget that. His thumb is greener than mine. Love plant though. Our house here is full of plants and orchids and potholes and the spider plants. But the house is so big though, we need like a whole nursery plant to fill it up. And I didn't try to bring too many plants from my other house and leave my daughter feel empty, you know, because it already felt empty with me not being there. And I just bring a few, the one that need intensive care. I have to put in the nursery in my place over here. Make sure that it's not all dead. It was strange too because my daughter friends start bringing plant over and said, "Here, let mom, let your mom nurse my plant back to life." It'll be easier. Just go to the nursery and get a new one. Okay, I'll give a few minutes and then I'll sample it and we can depart tonight. But Cece, I want to say thank you for coming in such a late hour. I appreciate you always, because you are the internet police, you know that, especially on my channel. Why? I hold my composure well tonight. I didn't lose my cool the other day. That's it. I take me a while to snap out of it, you know. Once it get me going, that's it. I gotta finish the cycle. Yeah. So I have about 20 altogether. I think I didn't count, so let's see. Yeah, I have about 28, 38 altogether. Okay, let me check if one of them is done. Huh. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Let me explain. Okay, so this one, remember I tell you that the banana leaf move around? That's what I'm talking about. It opened up like that. And here's the cake. And here's the coconut milk. And I'm sorry to do this in front of you, but it's very small, you know, it's not too big. And let me sample for you. This is the one with the beans fillings. So the cake's already finished because it's small cake. I mean, it's small. It's small ball. See, I remember when somebody was making bean fillings mochi. So exactly this does look like mochi. And I'll call it a Cambodian mochi. We'll give them a new name. soft, sticky, and the feeling is really, really good. I like it better than the coconut. I had coconut many times. I never tried the bean before. So this will be a keeper for my recipe. Mm. And tastes really good. The bean. I'm impressed. This is first time that I'm using bean. Typically, I just stick with the tradition fillings, which is the roasted coconut and the just sesame seed. Now, this is really nice. It inspired me from this person who making the mochi with the, I can't think of the channel, but anyway, but I was inspired with this beans fillings. It's pretty good. This tastes really good. It's almost like a mochi, which is, I'll call it Cambodian mochi, like I said earlier. Mm. You know, see, it's better than the mochi I made last time. Mm. The dough was really, really good. Very, it's sticky, but it's very, very tender, very soft and moisture. I have not tried the coconut yet. I still have to work with the coconut because my coconut filling is pretty big. So I could do. I don't have enough flour for. I'll have to do that tomorrow. So I still have a few more here. But the one that we have in the steamer is done. Okay. The steamers is done. Let me remove it over here so we can see it. There you go. There you go. Looks good. So I sampled it for you already. Okay, so we are fine as gold. It's so soft right now because the sticky rice is very cooked, and when it cool down, it'll get hard and this right here, the older people will love it. The younger people will try it, but they will still like, I'll stick with ice cream. Let me put the rest here.
Okay. Well, it's done. It's not that impressive, but what impressive is the feelings that I that I like because it tastes really really good. So here we go, my num gom, khanom tien. Um, it's gonna look a little bit better when it cool down. Right now it look a little crazy, but here we go. I sampled already. I love the textures. The flowers itself is really really good, and when you bite, when I bite into the fillings, it's just like, I got it. So thank you, Cece. It is another success. I appreciate that. It looked good. It tastes good. It's not as pretty though. You know, it's not pretty as the cheesecake. But the wrapping technique itself is unique and it's cultural representation. I like that. So here we go at the end of our cooking tonight, making the Cambodian dessert. So this, I see this in Thailand also. We have that similarity, and I haven't been to Laos, but I'm sure that we have the same similar thing. And in Vietnam too, you know, in Vietnam, Lucy used to buy them and bring them home and said, "Sister, can you make this? Because this is too expensive." I said, "Okay." But I've been making this before I met Lucy, so it worked well. She loves it. All right, so we're good. Okay, well, it's getting later in the evening. It's really late, so thank you, Cece. Love you, girl, for being so supportive and help facilitate the channel. I appreciate that, and you are my channel police. Appreciate that. Love you to the bone. TikTok. Appreciate all of you. Happy New Year to all of you. And if you want to try it out, I will leave the recipe on YouTube channel on the description area. So please jump over and give me the support there also. Until I see you next time. Cece, good night, love. Sweet dream. All of you too. Night, Cece. Sweet dream, love.